Hii na shule ya upili ya na tutampatia padre William nafasi aweze kutuongoza kwa maombi na kutafakari.
Of Dara Primary and that's right on. We really
Furaha sasa moyoni mwangu. Ahadi umetimiza ya furaha.
Asante sana mwalimu. Naomba sasa
And as we all have now come to know,
the trade, commissioning, copy. He has unveiled the trade.
Institution, Training Institute, and Your Excellency, we have the chairman of the board and the principal say, Your Excellency, that
pia litakuwa kuwekwa kwa viongozi wa dini
February, March, both February and March of 2020.
Kwenda kumalizia wimbo huo. Asanteni sana wanafunzi wetu.
Sir, Your Excellency, hiyo software nimeweza kuiweka kwa vichwa zao ya kwamba
nataka kuambia wale wajuaji ambaye wanaongea kule Nairobi mambo ya Hustlers Fund, mtoke Nairobi, mtoke kwa TV na kwa radio, mteremuke hapa Kakoigo, muulize maoni ya raia. Nimeona hii watu ya Azimio, senator ya Azimio huko Nairobi akiambia watu ya Azimio atiwakope hiyo pesa na wasilipe atiwakule. Sasa si hiyo ni ujinga? Sasa hata Mungu anapenda Kenya. Kama kwa bahati mbaya hii watu ya Azimio wakachukua serikali, si tungezama? If you find a leader anasimama na ni kiongozi amechaguliwa kuambia ati wananchi ati ukikopa pesa usilipe, huyo ni kiongozi kweli? Tunataka kuambia watu wetu hasa hapa kwa mlima, sisi ni watu ya biashara, sisi ni wangwana. Dawa ya kukopa ni nini? So mkope hiyo pesa na ulipe, ndio ukope kesho yake na wiki ijayo na rafiki yako akope. Lakini hao viongozi wa Azimio wamepotea, ati anaenda kuambia watu ati hii pesa mchukue mkule ni ya serikali na hii ni mkopo ya kusaidia Wakenya. That is the kind of retrogressive politics ilifanya sisi tukatae mambo ya hiyo watu ya Azimio. Kwa hivyo Profesa Kagwaja, karibu sana kwa serikali yetu
kwa kutualika, and our judges, I want to assure you, when you call us, we'll come, and we are not embarrassed to be associated with you because you are doing a good job for the people of this country. President William Ruto and I are beneficiaries of independent institutions. So mukituita tunakimbia because we are beneficiaries. We want systems that are working, and we have benefited from independent institutions that have refused to be twisted and to be coerced. The IBC, the Supreme Court of Kenya, those are good institutions, and thus we are happy, because if they had agreed to be twisted, I would not be here today. So when you call us to grace your occasions, we will come running, because we want to be associated with the good institutions, because they are good for the country.
The Deputy Chief Justice and Vice President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, the Honorable Justice Philomena Mwilu, Honorable Justice Angote, the Presiding Judge of the Environment and Land Court, my friend, the Governor of Kilifi County, the Honorable Gideon Mung'aro, Honorable Judges, the Vice Chancellor of Pwani University, members of Parliament, members of the academia, judicial officers and staff, distinguished and invited guests, good evening. God is good, and all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my humble pleasure to join you this afternoon for the closure of the 3-day Environment and Land Conference here at Pwani University in the great county of Kilifi. You have had fruitful engagements on the subject matter and realized the main objective of the conference in line with the theme of looking back and moving forward on environment and land justice in Kenya. The organizers of this conference brought together key stakeholders to bring not only ordinary hope to Kenya's land and environment governance sector, but also practical and actionable change for the good of the people of Kenya. As we mark 10 years since the establishment of the Environment and Land Court, allow me to recognize the stakeholders who include judges, government officials, civil society actors, representatives from the academia, our international development partners, and Kenyans who have debated and shared ideas about the past and the future of land and environment justice in Kenya. Their views are motive of the 50 million Kenyans expect on matters access to justice on land and environment. I'm glad this conference has taken place some few days after the COP27 Global Summit in Egypt, where Kenya led Africa in making a passionate call to the global community to take action on climate change and mitigation measures. I urge you to take note of the outcome of the summit and leverage on this to revitalize your sector in line with the Constitution of Kenya. I urge that we also remain keen on Kenya's Vision 2030, the United Nations Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development, particularly on sustainable cities and communities, climate action, and life below water and life on land. The adverse effects of climate change have affected our livelihoods, our food security is under threat, and so is our well-being. Our dignity as a people must be protected by each one of us through the simple actions that we take every day. Deputy Chief Justice, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the conference theme and objectives, I have no doubt in my mind that this conference has realized its objectives. I am particularly hopeful that the discussions on digitalization of land records, climate financing for the delivery of justice, women land rights, urban planning, and disaster risk management pricked the nucleus of the conference. We must lay strong emphasis to each one of us to have a clear mind on sustainability on matters climate change and adaptation strategies. We should do so in the full realization of what an individual or an institution can contribute to the cause. I call upon you to have in mind that environmental sustainability can only be achieved in the context of a fair, effective, and transparent enforcement of the law. This is key to the outcomes related to environmental sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, land and land governance is an emotive issue in our country. Socially, politically, economically, and legally. We all know from the colonial times there have been critical land injustices I urge all the players and actors in this space to expedite justice in accordance with the Constitution of Kenya. As a government, we are looking forward to the implementation of the outcomes of this conference. Our doors remain open for consultation on matters that are for the good of the people of Kenya. It is now my honor to declare this conference officially closed. Asanteni sana. Finally, we want to ask the people of Kenya to try to explore alternative dispute resolution mechanisms before they go before the Environment and Land Courts. Courts are very expensive and time consuming. Many matters, if the litigants take time to talk to each other, to reach out to each other, 80% of matters before your court will never reach there. Let us attempt other alternative methods of resolving the disputes before we go to court, because courts are time consuming and they are expensive. And if we do that as a people, we'll live in an orderly society.